Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at KuCoin, and just know that I've already covered Bitcoin yesterday, the day before. I'll cover it again today, and just understand that we usually like to look at Bitcoin moving into coins that are very synonymous with Bitcoin, which Crow has aligned itself with. However, just big picture, just note that Crow will eventually break free from Bitcoin, and a lot of coins right now are performing similarly. So the whole point of this video is to help you kind of understand dollar cost average targets and to quite possibly, see if it has potential to turn around, right? We always want to understand what that looks like, but it's not going to be a shoot to the moon kind of video here. I don't do those. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining me here, and just know I'm not a financial advisor. I love teaching people how to trade. This is my day job, my passion, and I honestly have been trading for over 15 years, and I love it, right? So I hope you can learn a thing or two here today, and obviously if you're not currently a community member, consider subscribing. I do have a trading community essentially, where I just provide signals for every single trade that I take. We all learn, grow together, and I'm rolling out with the Trading Academy month end, so be sure to check that out in your own time. We are transitioning away from Patreon over to a website platform. It's going to be an awesome experience. That membership section is going to be fantastic. So take a look at some of the obvious stuff, and we'll work our way down to the dollar cost average stuff. First and foremost, a lot of coins are like this. We're under 50 on the the simple moving average, right? And we're above the 200. So traditionally speaking, it's going to push the price action down a little bit further until we break above the 50. So we got basically a strong resistance level above us. We've also got a strong resistance that was recently formed at about 48 cents at the close approximate, and a potential strong support at about 43 cents. Now, potential strong support, what I mean by that is that if the bottom drops out for Bitcoin, that potential support means nothing. Okay, so I just need you to understand that Bitcoin is trending closer to 40,500 as a strong support, and if we break and lose that support level, there's a great chance we're going to see KuCoin do the same thing here with 43 cents. So 43 is a strong support as long as Bitcoin can maintain. Right now, it looks like it's going to be testing here again soon. Obviously, Bitcoin's on its way down right now as well, and we need to understand that. But generally speaking, KuCoin does not look super strong, but most coins don't look super strong either. So try to understand that. Everything's kind of on a razor's edge, and with this fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market, until Bitcoin can show some strength and come back up over 46,000, we see higher highs and higher lows. There's no reason to expect KuCoin to just bounce back and recover. Okay, as much as I love it, good fundamentals doesn't matter. It's just aligned itself with Bitcoin right now because it flew too high, too quick, and we need to recognize that as well. Okay. So that being said, let's go ahead and look at some of the obvious and work our way down. We're looking at the RSI. We're well under 50, not a great sign. We've got a potential bearish divergence that's continuing, essentially just reiterating the fact that bears are still in control, and that can continue for a very long time. So don't fool yourself and think that just because we almost had a convergence here recently where the 12 intersect with a 26 in upward fashion, just because that almost happened doesn't mean it won't continue to push down further. I've seen MACDs go very low for a very long time, especially in crypto. So we're not out of the woods by any means. There's no good signs here for Crow, and I just have to be straightforward with you on that. The likelihood of Crow breaking this support level here is fairly high, pending Bitcoin, again, doesn't recover soon, right? Let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour chart really quick. We're under both SMAs. Nothing really to note there. We're under 50 on the RSI as well, not a good sign. So truly, there's nothing much else we need to look at because there's no reason for this to turn around, right? There's literally nothing telling us that we want to, we're expecting to see it a turnaround. We can see we hit a 9 on TD sequential and it got a little reset, and we're just working our way back down again. We could literally see 7 more 4-hour candlesticks. That'd be 28 hours, if I'm not mistaken. 28 hours worth of continuation of the downside. So we're literally not out of the woods at all. Just because it got a bit on the extended side doesn't mean it won't continue, because it actually had a nice healthy consolidation period for the last 12 hours, and now it's working its way down again. Again, nothing positive here in that sense. So big picture here with Crow, why don't we go ahead and look at dollar cost average potential, because I get this question a lot, and I figure I try to incorporate that into my videos right now. With things going down, we need to understand where they're going to go, right? Just as the inverse applies when the price is going up. What's our potential? Well, what's our potential for a downside here? Where do we want to add to our position with KuCoin? First of all, to preface, when you dollar cost average, the common rule of thumb is a dollar cost average 5 to 10% of whatever you have available in your portfolio. You should usually always try to have at least 50% of your portfolio available at any given time. Right now, specifically, you shouldn't be hodling too many coins. Obviously, if you've taken a significant loss, maybe hold on to those. The likelihood of them recovering is fairly high over the next few months. But what I'm getting at is that ultimately, with your, just say you have $1,000 in your portfolio, 500 of that should be liquid. You should have some money available to invest in dollar cost average as the prices come down. Always try to get in the habit of doing that. That being said, you shouldn't invest more than 3 to 5% of your portfolio in any altcoin for the most part. And I would recommend kind of adhering to that thought process. Either way, that being said, let's go ahead and move on to some potential here. So what I drew out from before, this is one of my dollar cost average targets, it's 33 cents. It was a fairly strong support level previously, and essentially it could be touched again soon, right? Also, Fibonacci retracement levels tells us right around 29 cents could be another target. So 29 and 33 are essentially the targets that I would recommend considering. And what you want to do is a little +1 action. What I mean by that is the inverse applies too as well. So just say, for example, you're going to take a profit, right? You have a profit target. You want to have your profit target right below a major Fibonacci retracement level or a resistance level. The inverse applies for dollar cost average. When the price is moving down, you want to put your DCA target just above a major support level. In case the candle wick comes down to that level and recovers, you'd get filled. So in this scenario here, 33 cents, you'd probably want to consider 34 cents. And or instead of 29 cents, you want to maybe consider 30. So 30 and 34 cents would be good targets. Another secondary potential as well, and this is kind of hypothetical. And when I say hypothetical too, look at this on the one-day chart. There's literally no volume in between these, 29 cents and 43 cents, right? It's almost it's a huge gap. Because we look at the volume profile here, obviously we've got a strong foundation, but if we zoom into the most recent time when the price started to increase, where's the most amount of volume? Okay. It's right in this range here. So we have a nice support level, but you can tell if you were to look at it, and you just say we come in right around this range, there's nothing. There's no bottom. The bottom will effectively drop out. So again, the volume profile is helpful. It's not the most certain thing, right? Because volume typically helps us understand support levels, okay? So if we zoom in here back again to this little spot, you'll see with this volume profile being in this range, it's very helpful. It is pretty much right at about 39.40 cents. So the likelihood of the price coming down lower than 40 cents, I think, is much lower than it is to come down past that. But again, we got to be realistic in the sense that as soon as we drop that support level, which will happen if Bitcoin drops its bottom, that's not going to matter, okay? So let's just go ahead and summarize here. I'm going to go ahead and say that 30 cents is a good round number for DCA target based on Fibonacci retracement. Based on previous support levels, we can say that 34 cents, again, just a little bit above 33, is a good target as well. And then I would say tertiary, or maybe perhaps just say even primary. The primary dollar cost average target would be about 40 cents. So maybe consider setting it 40, right around 30 cents, as well as 34. So 40, 34, and 30. Right? Those are the targets that I would set based on KuCoin progressing downwards. And the likelihood of it continuing down is, again, fairly high. You can only test a support level so often until the price bounces back. Yes, there's a likelihood of the price coming up from here. Of course, that's always an option. But Bitcoin isn't showing that kind of behavior that it wants to increase from its current support level. It keeps testing it. The more often you test the support, the more likely it is to break, and Crow's going to follow suit if that were to happen. So again, 40 cents, 34 cents, and 30 are probably really good targets you want to consider setting. So if you're going to do that, you set a limit order at that price point, and put a small percentage of DCA into that target, right? So again, just something to prepare you. You don't necessarily have to do that. It's not like it's going to specifically happen. The price could literally come up tomorrow if Bitcoin decides to recover. It's just Bitcoin's looking very weak right now, and I don't see that happening immediately. Just prepare yourself. All right, I hope you learned something here today. I'm sorry it's kind of doom and gloom. That's just the way the market is right now. It's pretty red, and it's just the way it goes. So you want to try to strategize at this point too, because you consider this as an opportunity more so than a negative, if you can, right? Try to train yourself like, okay, things are on sale. This is actually a good sign. We like when the price comes down in most cases. Obviously, we don't know when it will turn around, but those are all things that we can figure out together in time. All right, so be sure to check out my other Bitcoin videos. Of course, if you're not currently a community member, consider subscribing. We do have really awesome benefits and options through the community, and it's only going to get better next month because we are rolling out with the website, community members, membership section with the Trading Academy, and I'm really excited for that. So check that out in your own time. Thank you so much again for joining me here. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.